What's up? This is Track by Track with me, Big Bad Brad, and today we are talking about the newest and greatest offering from the LPU, the LPU 14 CD. This is called the Dave S Beat featuring Joe. This is a rare Johan vocal that's made its way onto this demo. Joe's actually a really good singer. People might not know that, but he's got a very high range, high register, and certainly when you come to the show you see him belting away back there, but he actually does have a really strong voice, and I think even on Hybrid Theory, he was, instead of scratching other samples that we knew we wouldn't be able to clear, he actually made his own vinyl. We made our own samples, and a lot of the vocal samples on Joe's original Hybrid Theory vinyl are actually just samples of Joe saying stupid stuff and singing, and certainly you've got a little of that flavor here on this demo from 2009. This demo's called Froctagon. Definitely has a punk rock tempo. I love that tempo. There's definitely a punk rock influence in our band. I personally listened to a lot of punk rock bands in high school. I know Chester did too. Mike's got some of that going on. So does Dave. I just love the attitude of it. I love the tempo. And I love the ethos. You know, do whatever the fuck you want and don't take no for an answer. So in 2002, we had the unique privilege of making our second record. We basically fought for years to try to get a record deal and make our debut album, and to our shock, really, Hybrid Theory became, I think, the biggest selling record of 2001 maybe, in the United States, and certainly also around the world was one of the most commercially successful records. That was our first album. People were very skeptical. They thought, you know, how could these young guys like do this? Like, who really wrote the album? We did write that album, and people loved to ask us when we were making Meteora, guys, don't you feel a lot of pressure? This is your, you know, they call it the sophomore slump. It's easy to make one great record and then never follow it up. And there certainly was a lot of pressure at that time, but it wasn't really pressure from the outside world. It was pressure we put on ourselves to make another great record and prove that we weren't just a one-trick pony or a one-act band. And even to this day, a lot of the songs on Meteora are some of the best songs we've written, and they're the most fun to play live. And unfortunately, Rhinoceros didn't make the cut, but it was certainly part of the journey to get there. So this is the 10th and final track on the LPU 14 CD. We're really, again, excited to be able to share with the LPU demos that people never get to hear. They're a critical part of the journey to making all the albums we've made, from Hybrid Theory to Meteora to Minutes to Midnight to 1,000 Suns to Living Things to The Hunting Party and everything in between. Every time we go into the studio, we want to reinvent ourselves. We never want to take the opportunity for granted. We want to challenge our audience. We know our audience is smart. We want to be passionate and honest and put all the visceral creative energy that gets pent up and use it as a really pure form of self-expression. And we've been blessed to work with so many amazing people that have helped guide us and shape us and grow our creativity. And I'm not sure what comes after Canada. Maybe US, maybe Mexico, maybe Central America, maybe South America, maybe Europe, maybe Asia, maybe Australia, maybe even the South Pole. But I know I'm gonna go home and sleep. It's been a great 2014. This is certainly a great LPU 14, and I just wanna thank you guys for joining me today. This has been Track by Track with Big Bad Brad. Peace.